Have you ever stopped for a moment and asked yourself this question? If God is holy, if God is righteous, if God truly hates evil, then why hasn't he destroyed Satan? Why is evil still here? Why do we still see pain, suffering, and darkness in the world? It doesn't seem to make sense at first. But if you listen carefully, you may begin to understand something very deep. And before we go further, if you're someone who loves deep truths like this, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video so more people searching for answers can find it. If you're watching right now, type God is good in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. Before this world ever existed, everything was perfect. Heaven was full of peace and joy. There was no pain, no fear, no sin. Everything God created was good, pure, and full of light.
Among the angels in heaven was one very special angel. His name was Lucifer. Lucifer was not ordinary. He was incredibly beautiful. He was wise, full of understanding. He was powerful and held a high position among the angels. You could say he had everything. But one day, something small entered his heart. It didn't start big. It started with a thought. Lucifer began to look at himself.
And when pride takes over, it never stays alone. Lucifer began to speak to other angels. He shared his thoughts. He planted questions in their minds. Is God really fair? Why should we always obey him? Slowly, quietly, rebellion began to spread. What was once a place of peace began to feel different. There was tension. There was confusion. There were questions that had never existed before. Now imagine that moment. Heaven, a place of perfect harmony, now facing division. God, who is holy and righteous, could not allow sin to remain. Evil cannot stay where God's purity is. So Lucifer and the angels who followed him were cast out of heaven. Lucifer became Satan, the enemy, the deceiver. Now this is where the real question begins. If God is all-powerful, why didn't he just destroy Satan immediately? Why allow him to continue? Why allow evil to exist at all? Think about this carefully. Imagine a good king. A wise and loving king ruling over a peaceful kingdom. The people trust him. The land is full of joy. Everything is working perfectly. Then one day, a servant stands up and makes a bold claim. This king is not good. I can rule better than him. Some people hear this, and something begins to happen inside them. A question forms. A doubt begins to grow. Is that true? Could the servant be right? Now imagine if the king immediately destroys that servant. Yes. The rebellion ends quickly, but the questions do not. The people may remain silent. But inside, doubt is still alive. They may begin to think. Why did the king act so fast? Is he trying to hide something? Was the servant actually telling the truth? So instead, the king chooses a different path. He allows time. He allows the servant to try and prove his words. He allows the people to watch, to see, to understand. Now, there is no more doubt. Now they understand the difference between truth and deception. Now they trust the king, not out of fear, but out of understanding. In a similar way, God did not destroy Satan immediately. Not because he is weak, not because he accepts evil, but because he wants all creation to fully understand what evil truly leads to. God does not force love. He does not force obedience. He gives something very powerful in human choice, and for a choice to be real, there must be more than one option. Even if one option leads to pain, today. We are living in that space of time. We are seeing the results of rebellion. We are seeing what happens when creation turns away from the Creator. Look around. The world, there is pain. There is suffering. There is confusion. There is evil. These things were not part of God's original plan. But because He made man to have full knowledge of understanding of what is right and wrong, so that who chooses the right choice will be useful to him, and the bad choice are the result of sin, the result of turning away from Him. But even in all of this, God has not lost control. This story is not endless. It is moving toward a conclusion. A day is coming when everything will be made right. A day is coming when evil will be completely destroyed. A day is coming when Satan will be judged. And on that day, there will be no more questions, no more doubt, no more confusion. Everyone will see clearly. Everyone will understand fully that God is just, that God is true, that God is love. So when you ask the question, why hasn't God destroyed Satan? Remember this. It is not because God is unable. It is because He is giving time. Time for truth to be seen. Time for choices to be made. Time for every heart to decide. And now, the question becomes personal, not just about Satan, but about you. What choice will you make while there is still time? Will you follow truth, or will you follow deception? Because one day, this opportunity will end. And when that day comes, the question will no longer be why. It will be, what did you choose? And in that moment, everything will be clear, and justice will finally be complete.